Welcome to the Dre on the Keys podcast. I'm your host, DeAndre Gosey, and we're here to learn. We're here to get better. We're here to grow as we travel this musical journey. Today, we're continuing our series on dominating our dominant chords. Dominating our dominant chords. And I have some little tricks that are very simple, but they're going to sound very advanced. And they're guaranteed to turn some heads during your next gig or your next solo. We're going to use triads, simple major triads, over our dominant chord to create some very interesting sounds. So let's travel over to the keyboard here. And we are going to look at using triads to dominate our dominant chords. So we're going to be using an F dominant chord for all of our examples today. An F dominant chord is just F, A, C, and E flat. Root, major third, fifth, and a flatted seventh. I'm going to comp with a simple shell voicing today. We're going to take that C and just drop it out, move everything down. So this will be my left hand for all of the examples today. I'm just going to use a root, a third, and a flatted seventh. The third and the seventh is called the shell of the chord because it contains all of the vital information that we need to identify this as a dominant 7 chord. The third and the flatted seventh. I'm not going to prolong this. The first technique or tactic, if you will, I'll use F major triads and G major triads superimposed over this F7. It's going to look like this. Plain Jane F major in root position. Plain Jane G major, root position. Then we invert that F major to first inversion. Then we invert the G major to first inversion G major. Then second inversion F major. Second inversion G major. And then you back home with the F major. Let's spell those out. F, A, C, G, B, D. Woo. So what are we doing here? Why does this sound so exotic? The F major, we know that's just the root, the third, and the fifth. But when we move it up a whole step, now we're getting our chord extensions. 9, sharp 11, and natural 13. So if you ever see a chord symbol where they're asking for a sharp 11, 13, there you go. Also works there in that inversion. Right? So triad pairs. And I'm just inverting them up. As high as you want to go. So where would I use this? Let's say we're vamping in a song. What if I have a major 2? Ooh. A flat major 7. I'm going to a D. That's a 7, 3. Then we do a 2 over dominant. Oh, that's that triad pair. I'll just play with this a little bit. 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Ooh, a little side slip there. So that's another little tactic. So what did I do there? F major, F sharp major, G major. Any inversion is fair game. Very, very, very cool stuff. I believe you get the idea. Whatever dominant chord you're on, try it off of the root. Play a triad off of the second. Any inversions are permissible. Right. Now, let's talk about another tactic with these triads. There is a scale that I use, the diminished whole half scale. So essentially you go whole step, half step, whole step, half step, whole step, half step, whole step, right? All right, very out-sounding scale. But we're going to use this as the framework for our triads. So what I do is, we're going to take a F major triad. We're going to put it in second inversion. Root, first inversion, second inversion. And we're going to keep this same inversion and we're going to walk it up that half whole scale. You may have to shed this out to get used to it. Now I'm going A flat, B flat. Then I'm going B, D flat. And finally D and E. Great way to create tension. Kind of tricky going down. I usually only play it ascending. You're gonna arpeggiate it. I'm getting some good shed time in working this thing out. Now another little trick here. Oh, I'm giving all the goodies out today. Oh boy, y'all I'm gonna have to start charging for this stuff. So I love these little. When I first started playing piano at TSU, we learned these 5-finger positions. Right? But what I did, I took the 4th note out. I just do 1, 3, 5 like a John Coltrane thing. And I play it descending. So you got the triad. You just adding that 2 in between. Let me slow that down. See there? And that's just C, A, G, F. And I'm walking that up that scale. So with just the triads, in root position, F major, G major, A flat major, B flat major, B major, D flat major, D major, E major. Now with the tetrachords, ooh, ain't that nice? You can share that. So I'm gonna do it slowly. You can see the notes, 1 note at a time. Be sure to tune in on YouTube so you can see the notes on screen. Just a lot of tension. I'll be just saying. You can make a lot of music with these tetrachords. I'm gonna have to go back and share these. Little things. So, triads. You can go crazy with triads and tetrachords. So, let's recap. First, we learned a triad pair that will give us a sharp 11 sound. We used just the F major and G major, and we just inverted them. Root position. First inversion F, first inversion G, second inversion F, second inversion G, right? We can break those up. We can go crazy with them, all right? The next thing, I taught you my secret triad whole half scale triad run thing, you can call it. I need to rename it. You can come up with a name for it. Leave it in the comment section what you would like me to name it. But it goes like this. Just did an F major, and I just took it up, whole half, whole half, whole half, whole. What goes up must come down. And then I gave you a bonus Jonas. This is the fried chicken with the hot sauce. We added those tetrachords to that. And that's just 1, 2, 3, 5. Right. Very, very interesting colors. So, I hope you all gain value from this episode. I hope something that was taught here, that was said, that was shared here today helps you along on your musical journey. Again, I'm DeAndre Gosi. You can follow me on all social media platforms at Dre on the Keys. It is spelled exactly how it sounds. Remember to support this podcast. Remember to leave a like, leave a comment, leave a rating, leave a review. And if you really, really feeling antsy, why don't you go and sign up for the Patreon? I'll leave a link to the MIDI files for this lesson on Patreon. That way you can get them on your computer in your DAW and slow things down, work things out, transpose things, and just make it easier to learn. Remember, if you got some value, why don't you buy your boy a piece of chicken? You know, I love chicken. With a small donation with the Cash App or the Patreon, it goes a long way to support this channel, to support this podcast. I do this for you guys. I do this for just to share some knowledge and hopefully let you get a little bit ahead on the journey. So I hope something that was shared here really helped you. And until the next time, we out of here. Yes, sir.